It's the Rip City Wrap-Up, brought to you by Dick Hanna Subaru. Believe in nice. Here are your hosts, Tyree Smith, Danny Marang, and Joe Simons.
The Portland Pickles have a documentary out. The Blazers are the best team in the Western Conference, and Danny believes half of those things that I just said. Welcome into the Rip City Wrap-Up, episode 50. Joe Simons, Danny Marang, Tyree Smith here with you. We hope you guys are having a phenomenal start to your week. We got to give a quick shout out to Scoot Henderson. Happy birthday, buddy. He turned 21 today, and what's to do with a 21st birthday? A drink? But he has a game tomorrow.
That's right, basketball fans. The game's over, but the night is just getting started. Let's talk about keeping those good vibes going with Best Day Brewing, the fastest-growing non-alcoholic craft beer brand. It's the ultimate post-game play. Scoot gets to enjoy a great beer without worrying about tomorrow because, let's face it, celebrating tonight's win and Scoot's 21st birthday doesn't need alcohol. So fans, make every day your best day. Find your nearest Best Day Brewing retailer at bestdaybrewing.com. How about those Blazers, guys? How about those Zers?
Let's talk about it. 121-119 overtime victory over the Phoenix Suns. They beat them on Saturday. They beat them again today. And now we are looking at a different type of Portland Trailblazer team, my friends. I really think we are.
Two different things happened tonight. One, the Blazers won a baseball series where they took both games, which that doesn't happen often in the NBA. Typically, these go 50-50. I want to say something like
the second time they've done that.
Yeah, I want to say it's like 75% of the time that happens. That was the math last year, if I remember right, was give or take around there. Not only that, though, they get their first overtime game and their first overtime win. Like in press row, we were very careful not to jinx when there was an opportunity for an overtime because you're sitting there like,
I have to tell you,
boy.
I called this one pretty early. About 5 minutes left, I turned to Tyree and I said, look, man, there's not been an overtime game this season.
So
this is game 50.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it's happening.
No, he legit called it
fault.
right from there. Simons is going to get the shots, probably going to get blocked off. And it's exactly happened out the way it did. And I was very upset that it happened the way that he said it.
Yeah, I mean,
Good outcome.
It makes things
Very
more
good outcome.
I tell you what,
see the future, though.
Work your way back from the end to the beginning, I think, is how you kind of have to frame this one up. And DeAndre Ayton was a monster tonight down the stretch, hitting massive free throws.
For a guy who doesn't shoot free throws,
Yeah.
There's a stat that came out a couple games ago that for his height, I think he shoots the least free throws for anyone who's north of 7 feet who plays a certain number of minutes.
Yeah.
There's a stat that says
His
this
free throw
guy
rate is very
should
low.
shoot more free throws, and I don't.
Hey, Kyle. Yeah, baby. We going to the ship. Great game.
Is that the boat on the Willamette? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, we're going to celebrate the
Remember,
the
guys, you can
25
feel how
trophy.
you want to feel.
Absolutely you
Danny's
can.
just saying words. You can feel how you want to feel.
I feel great. How do you feel?
No, it's always more fun to win. I've
It
said that
is.
a million times.
Yes.
That's the thing about this, and it's fun when you get performances like this from DeAndre Ayton, who, in this building as a member of the Phoenix Suns, you remember Damian Lillard telling him he wasn't big enough for the moment when he was slipped at the free throw line, and at that time he wasn't. So for him to kind of come full circle and be the guy that the Blazers rely on down the stretch to hit clutch free throws, grab clutch rebounds. And there was a stretch of that game where the third and the fourth quarter, I asked Chauncey Billups the postgame, Ayton struggled. I think I want to say he went for one after starting 5 of 10 or 5 of 9. He went 1 for 8 or 1 for 9, and there were looks that you want him to get. And
Mid-range, at the rim,
yeah,
all the
just had
stuff
some
you expect.
Kind of rim off
Yeah.
after going 11 of 12 last game. But they stuck with him and went back to him, and he was huge down the stretch on the glass and cleaning things up. And
that spin away for fadeaway throw was one of the cleanest shots I've ever seen.
no, I mean he has got that ability. Like that's what he does. And Chauncey kind of hit it on the post game. It wasn't just Da. Da is going to get the accolades, but even though Ant's shooting night wasn't that great, his 10 assists. His floor game was incredibly good. That's 2 games in a row. I thought Scoot had some good minutes. I thought Denny had some good minutes. Tumani was an absolute monster. He's 5 of 7 from 3.
KD hated seeing him come.
I mean, everybody hates seeing him coming. Like they're going to start getting some real noise about him making an all-defense team. We won't make it just because the pecking order and kind of where he's at. But
He
this
plays
is
in Portland, but also
Yeah.
I know folks are upset who are in this contingent of if Jeremy and Ant are involved in the victories, they don't count as much because they're not building towards development. I don't know, man. Watching Jeremy do that down the stretch and getting to the basket and being aggressive and like playing a style that we're not necessarily accustomed to seeing Jeremy play and doing it over this long stretch now,
aggressive.
it's really exciting. He is like embracing the challenge of taking on KD when KD's coming at him. I mean, he had the block the other night. Very, very aggressive play. Ant was not good from the field, but he had 10 assists. DeAndre was incredible. And he was spirited on the floor, fellas, and very spirited in his post-game comments. DA's been here. He's been doing this, everybody.
Well, he has been doing it for the last couple of weeks.
He absolutely has.
I mean, he has been absolutely phenomenal the last couple of weeks. And this is always the frustration with DeAndre Ayton, is that the talent is never in question. His ability is through the roof. He was the #1 pick for a reason. Like when he was coming out, he was the second coming of David Robinson, all that kind of stuff. And I just think it's one of those things that's huge. Here, Ayton continually makes a point to say how much he loves it here when talking with Brooke. Maybe we do keep him long-term if he takes a smaller deal and extension. We haven't reached that bridge yet. But
who pushed that button?
Yeah,
who pushed that button?
But here's the thing. Like, if that did come to pass, look, Donovan Clingan hasn't showed that he can play.
Not good tonight.
Well, not just tonight, but it's going to take him.
Stamina.
And this is the drum I've been beating for a long time.
Full season, probably.
It's going to take him a whole NBA season and then an off season to get into NBA level shape. He is 7'3", 290 pounds, and that's the thing that he needs to focus on more than anything else. You can say what you want about DeAndre Ayton. The number of centers who could play 42 minutes in the NBA and be productive is maybe 5. Maybe 5.
He played 42 minutes.
That's what I mean.
Insane.
Like,
I didn't even realize
42 minutes out of a 7', 270-pound dude who, look, he may take his time on some plays, but, I mean, to play 42 minutes at that size, you just don't see it. And to play 42 minutes and get up that many shots, like that's a lot of offense, getting up and down, playing down in the post, being physical. And he was chasing Kevin Durant, chasing Brad. Like they were hunting him with Bradley Beal, and he was doing his best as you can do as a 7-footer.
Bigger picture, I want to respond to that tweet. I think we are losing sight of the bigger picture, but I'm okay with that. Portland is in this spot where they're not going to get down into the bottom 3 or probably 5 at this point. But I also don't think they're going to ascend out of like 7th or 8th worst team in the I think they're kind of in this spot. So even if they laugh about we're actually talking okay, what happens if the Blazers make the play-in? What happens if they get to a playoff series? And it's very fun to daydream about these things. I'm doing that as well. I was legitimately excited for this game tonight because the Blazers are, and I'm not saying this for the postseason, but they're stacking up impressive resume-building victories. To do this against Phoenix, that is a team that, real or not, has title aspirations. Kevin Durant was trying to play in that fourth quarter in a way where he's like, I'm Kevin Durant, I'm the best player on this floor, I'm going to win this game, and he wasn't able to do it. And look, frankly, Portland was very lucky that he wasn't able to do it. He had a lot of good looks from 3 down the stretch. But Portland did gut out this victory. And does it mean something in the terms of winning a title? Does it mean something in terms of making the playoffs? Probably not. But it's a hell of a good time on a Monday night. And we can just leave it at that.
And you know what? Did the early Western Conference gauntlet sharpen the Blazers steel? I agree. I mean, we didn't even get a chance to talk about Shaedon Sharpe tonight because Shaedon, this wasn't really his best night. He only had 9 points on the board, 1 of 4 from the 3-point line.
Not his best effort.
Yeah, not his best.
Not the spirit was lacking, but I would say that the fire was not burning that strongly.
Yeah.
And for all the people who are sitting there, it's a failure if you don't play them 25-plus minutes. I will continue to point out Denny Avdia is a part of that young core and played 43 minutes. Tumani Kamara is a part of that young core and played 45 minutes. And he was incredible. There is still growth going on, and they are trying to continue to win with those young guys. And Chauncey Billups is going to everybody wants to talk about development, and the thing that I have told people to hold back on is the whole idea of forcing Scoot and Shaedon on the floor no matter what, because the accountability stuff has held them to a standard of hey, if you're not going to be that guy, you're not going to get those minutes. And when they've gone out there and they've played and they've performed, they're getting those minutes. They're not taking them off the floor. So that's good for them and good for their development. Beyond that, post All-Star break, they're very likely going to get more minutes.
Dynamics are likely to change in a couple of days.
Yeah, the gameplay.
Even if not immediately, final 20 games,
eventually,
I would imagine that they're going to get
if things get spooky,
all the minutes they can handle.
Right.
So
think about it like this, though. Scoot had a good game for his career. I think he had a good game tonight. I do think he had a good game tonight. I think he was contributing to miss.
100%.
Got assists.
He doesn't need to be out there 30-plus minutes to contribute to a Blazers win right now. I think that's what we're missing as an overall collective. And I understand the fans. Scoot's been on a tear. He's been having it's been kind of a little resurgence.
Scootassance?
Essentially, we've seen what he's able to do. He's healthy. He's got the guys on the floor. He's able to show the little bit that he's able to do things without the ball in his hand.
Remember 2 months ago when Blazers fans would have killed for Scoot Henderson to get 15 and 6?
Yeah.
And he did it in 22
That would have been
minutes.
like, thank God he's showing signs of progress. Yeah. And now it's like, why isn't Scoot on the floor more? He only had 15 and 6 in 22 minutes. Like, it's a good night. 2 of 5 from 3, 6 assists, only 2 turnovers. Like, it's a very solid night.
5 free throws. That's really very good.
I'm going to nerd it up real quick. This is a quote from Yu Yu Hakusho. It's an anime, old anime. You might remember it back in the Toonami CW days. He said, crying for the moon. When you're crying for the moon, you're chasing after something you think you already have enough, but you just keep crying for the moon. We asked for Scoot for this, and now we're asking for, 30-plus minutes more? Mm-hmm. Why are we trying to ask for more out of him when he's giving what we wanted him to give 2 months ago with the amount of time that we're giving? I don't want us to overextend Scoot. I don't want us to overuse Scoot. I don't want us to put Scoot in a position to fail. And in order for him to succeed, he doesn't need to be on the floor 35-plus minutes, which is the same thing you said about Donovan Clingan. If we want good Donovan Clingan minutes,
you want good minutes.
Keep him about 25 minutes, maybe less, depending on how he's going during the game. So I disagree with the needing Scoot for 25-plus more minutes. If he's able to give this team a win and give them what he did in 22 minutes and 24 seconds.
It was a good balance tonight. I thought it was a good balance up and down the lineup. And give this team credit because there was a couple of moments where it looked like it was going to get pretty ugly, especially start of the second quarter, because Blazers opened this game and you're like, oh, my God, they're going to win by 25 again.
19-5,
and then
26-12 run to respond.
KD and Book were like, and Beal.
All three of them.
Beal was good tonight.
Yeah.
But they basically stormed back like, we're going to win this game by 20. And Portland, despite, almost 5 minutes without a field goal in the second quarter, were able to stay within shouting distance. And then in the third quarter, they had another explosion. And in the fourth, it happened again where they had this long drought. But they were able to gut this one out, fellas. It feels good.
I'm so happy. I can't believe the Suns, this is coming from Peter, I can't believe the Suns ran all those substitution and iced Booker so he'd miss that third free throw.
I couldn't believe it.
That was wild.
Of all the guys on that team, him and KD, like that. We're going to a second OT.
And what a smart move to draw that foul on Denny, because he knew as soon as Denny gambled for the steal, he had him.
The leg kick.
He had him.
He was destroyed.
Yeah. No, I mean, the game turned into a free throw contest down the stretch. It is what it is.
What's your thoughts on this? No caveats, no excuses. This team has turned a corner.
They're excited.
Showing real improvement.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. No caveats, no excuses. The team has turned a corner. Like this is not ball going hoop magic. It is finding a way to win. A lot of it built on their defense. Up until tonight, I actually thought had been playing really well on the half court over the last couple of weeks. Not great, I should say. It's a sliding scale.
Better.
Playing a lot better. Yeah. And I've seen so many people a month ago complaining about the Blazers offense. It's weird. I don't see those complaints now that they're winning, even though they're running the exact same sets. You know what the difference is? The young guys understand what they're doing. That is the biggest difference because the IQ is growing. Number 1 was Scoot. Number 2, Denny getting more comfortable. 2, understanding what his role is, when to take shots, when to keep it moving.
Well, they're healthy.
That's a big part of it, knock on all of the wood. And the other part of this is DeAndre Ayton finding his role and being a better screener and being someone who dives to the rim hard. Like, it's not like they just reinvented their offense.
Right.
They just bolted it down a little bit. That's
come together.
And it's very funny just because how different people are looking at it now. All the complaints that were there were gone. Oh, he pounds the ball, or he does this, or they don't do that, and it's like, that's weird. I don't see those on the.
Well, the common refrain is now when any veteran gets extended minutes that it's an issue. But I
think that's the thing.
That's something that we're going to have to continue to address as long as the team is of this composition. I'll say.
Yeah, but he's putting them in the best position at least right now.
That's the thing is that the veterans are playing at a level that is making it better for the young guys. This was always the ask. is that those guys would be the tide that lifts all boats. And my God, that tide was out to sea to start the season. Ant was terrible for the first month.
Yes.
Jeremy couldn't hit the broadside of a barn inside the three-point line.
Denny was very slow to get
Denny
going
couldn't
offensively.
finish at the rim.
Yep.
Like
We were nervous at Turbo at first.
now, Jeremy.
He wasn't turbo at that point. We didn't even have a nickname for him.
No.
Yeah.
Fair
Now,
enough.
even on a bad shooting night for Ant, his floor game is up. Jeremy's defense is everywhere. Chumani is everywhere. DeAndre Ayton is finishing shots. And no matter who is on the floor, now you've got other options, and Scoot can be productive. Shaden can be productive. Tu and Denny can take their turns kind of leading things. And I think like that's what you want to see. That's the veteran stuff bringing it together.
Guys, winter is here. Did you know that?
It is.
It's very cold outside.
you
It may
see
be
what I'm wearing?
snowpocalypse
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Be careful out there. But if you're worried about your wheels, it's the perfect time to check out the new 2025 Subaru models rolling in every day over at Dick Hanna Subaru with their lifetime powertrain warranty, Tyree.
Ooh, they believe it nice over there, man.
You'll
Come on
always
now.
have peace of mind, whether you're dishing out assists or tackling your daily drive. Subaru's got your back. Experience nice in the car business with Dick Hanna Subaru. Believe it nice. Swing by today and see why Subaru is the MVP of the season. 50 games down, boys.
I know.
We're 50 into this thing now.
And we're about to look at the Blazer box because it's time to look at the upcoming schedule. Man, this Blazers team. Let's go ahead and see what they got going on. Well, tomorrow they have a back-to-back. Indiana's coming to town for a 7 p.m. tip. And the newly looked Sacramento Kings will be coming on Thursday. It'll be interesting to see if Zach LaVine actually plays in that game.
By then, I think he will be ready to go.
Woo-hoo.
So here's what's interesting is heading into or out of the trade deadline, they play the Kings with their new addition. Then coming out of the the All-Star break, the Blazers will be the first team to see, very likely, the Luka-led Los Angeles Lakers.
Does that turn into a national TV game? Do you think they flip that?
Oh,
schedule a little?
100%. If that is the first, because he might play before then. I doubt it. Because
Yeah,
he's
why
still-
would they rush that process?
I don't think it's going to happen. But
Get them on LeBron's, situation.
And I think February 20th, that first game out, that might be a national pickup.
Yeah,
game.
get your tickets now, folks, if there are any left
Yeah.
of that game.
I think
Because if he's playing, the cameras will be everywhere. It will be packed. Oh,
Madness.
I've started thinking about that. The Laker traveling party now with Luka, that's going to be a nightmare.
throw some elbows, tell LA
yeah.
get off. And,
I mean, it'll be a night of glitz and glam.
It will be a circus. It is amazing, fellas. And the momentum perhaps slowed down a little bit tonight since nothing really big has broken. But the NBA, we've talked about the ratings. We don't have a long time for this conversation, but I think it's worth mentioning. The NBA has stolen the attention from the
Super Bowl.
NFL
100%.
on Super Bowl week.
No, 100%.
No one worried about the Super Bowl right now.
No one cares about these, ex-athletes asking silly questions and, oh, here's this cute 7-year-old kid and here's this ex-coach. I think it's so boring. I just find it so boring. I thought it was AI generated. Thank you, Doc.
No, dead serious. I agree with that. I
mean,
I
to
don't
be
know.
fair, we all thought he got hacked. So
he thought that. I mean,
Legitimately.
so
Yeah. Didn't Sham say something around the lines? He was like, his phone started malfunctioning or whatever it was. He was confused when he saw the details of that.
Yeah, when he
coming
got so many texts, he was very confused.
And then De'Aaron Fox, San Antonio Spurs.
That's going to be fascinating to see.
I don't know if I like those threads on him though.
it always takes a while to adjust.
It takes a lot. Yeah, I
it
don't
is what it
know.
is. Yeah.
The NBA has turned everything around. You were right, Joe. You were right.
For now, I mean, that can change as quickly as the Blazers put their streak together, as quickly as the NBA has seized the attention. That all can change in 24 hours, baby. The Pacers are coming to town. We'll see what happens. Like, this is a moment-to-moment thing. That's why you should enjoy tonight, have some best day brewing, get a great...
Something fun. Let's talk a little bit about players who aren't movable. Is there anybody in this league right now that isn't movable? After that Luka Doncic and AD trade.
It's technically 3, but it's only 1 because Beal and LeBron both have no trade clauses.
I was going to say,
But it's Wemby. That's it.
I thought you were saying Bradley Beal. That was the one
Well,
person.
no. I mean, him and LeBron both have no trade clauses.
Are they just as ironclad, those
Oh,
two?
yeah. Oh, yeah. So it is what it is. But other than that, it's Wemby. I mean, Ant Edwards said tonight, please, I'm scared. Please don't trade me, Tim. Tim Conley, the GM of the Timberwolves. So, no, it's a real thing. Talking to players, they are genuinely scared.
But as troubling as it is for them, it's really exciting for all of us. Like, it makes what was turning into a dud of a trade deadline into literally anything is possible right now. And that's an awesome place to be for a league that is needed to generate real interest. It's here. It's fabulous. They got to seize on it.
And I think, well, I feel like there's more than one. You don't think that maybe Shea, SGA, isn't movable?
Oh, he for the right deal. I think anything's on the table other than Wemby. Quite literally.
Is that where we are in the NBA? Everybody.
Shea would be tough to see.
Look, sure, tough to see, but
not impossible.
But that's what I mean. Like,
yeah, like if the Cavs moved Donovan Mitchell right now, I'd be like, what's going on over there?
That's true. That you would
love you, Jeff.
Thanks
for chiming in. Look, the next few days are going to be very exciting. What is it? 2 p.m. Pacific
12,
on Thursday.
12 noon. Yeah.
12 noon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So fantastic.
It's going to be great,
boys. I don't know. This is kind of weird.
It's fun.
I didn't think we'd be in this position.
I still think things will be relatively quiet around here. We'll see.
You think?
We will see. Yeah. But,
okay.
I mean,
so then can I present you guys with a quick question?
Absolutely.
If the Blazers, after the All-Star break, right? Let's say Blazers win, they keep on this win streak, and they go to that Lakers game after the All-Star break, and they win. Do you see this as a postseason team?
No.
Joe?
No.
Danny, how much time I got left in my ear? All right, I got 1 minute. I think we're about to wrap the show up after that one. All right, listen, because I thought you were gonna give me a little more. You don't.
No, I don't think that'll happen. I don't think they'll allow it to happen.
I mean, think about it this way, guys. If the Blazers won 8 more games in a row, then they get to 500.
Okay.
And then they're actually in the conversation.
But also, if they also make the playoffs, they will forfeit the draft pick. They owe it to the Chicago Bulls. So, no, they won't.
I like optimism. Can I be optimistic?
You can feel however you want.
It is absolutely the wrong way to feel about this thing.
See,
for a number of reasons.
That's a big brother right there. Yeah.
Functionally for the organization.
You can't litigate how we feel, Danny.
I'm just telling
You've been trying for 7 years.
Functionally for the organization is a bad deal to go to the playoffs.
Fortunately for me, I'm selfish enough. I ain't thinking about them. I'm thinking about me and those awesome Blazer fans in Portland, dads. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight. It was a short show, but we'll see you guys back here tomorrow with 7 p.m. tip, episode 51, coming soon.